right, welcome to One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I am your host, Kirk DeMars, and we've got a special program for you tonight. We've got from the mountains of Colorado, of course, the man. Now, he called himself Sasquatch and me, the Bald Eagle. I don't know if that's a new podcast that he's trying to come up with, but it kind of has a little bit of a nice ring to it. But we've got a great guest, and I'm going to bring Jay on so that he can tell you a little bit more about who it is that we have coming on the program tonight. What do you think, Jay? The bald eagle and Sasquatch, or Sasquatch and the
Well,
bald eagle? I think that sounds better.
no, it's definitely the bald eagle and the Sasquatch. It just makes sense that the eagle is in charge and
Oh,
he can fly
okay.
high, tell the Sasquatch what's coming. So, yeah, that just makes total sense.
Okay.
But if viewers can't tell, I am the hairy Sasquatch.
Okay.
Uh,
And I would be the bald eagle, I guess, then.
it only makes sense. So, yeah, like you said, tonight we have an awesome program planned
Yes,
out.
yes.
We've got from New Bloomfield High School, Miss Ella Trigg coming on the program tonight. She is on the other line. She's listening in. She's rolling her eyes, and we appreciate that very much. Ella competes in track and field and cross country for the Wildcats, and she has had a very successful career. As a sophomore, Ella went all district with her 4x4 team, all conference with her 4x2 team, finishing third place, and all conference with her 4x4 team, finishing second place. She also volunteers her time with helping coach the youth cross country team. And then to top all of that off, she's top 5 in her class with a GPA of 3.9. We're extremely excited to sit down and raise the IQ of One Nation and discuss things with her, figuring out how she came to love sports and why she's such an awesome young lady. So, Dad, bring her on and go ahead and hold up her article. Show her off.
Let's do it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get it. Hi, Ella. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. You are sitting
Good.
between the bald eagle and the Sasquatch. I bet you didn't know that. There is Ella's article right there.
Boom.
That is awesome. And then it is, we're going to get into what the title is a little bit later, but then we've got a couple other pictures. There's one there, and I think I've got it centered. I can't see. I'm blocking my vision.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
There it
That one
is.
look,
Look at that.
Ella, that one
That's
looks
intense.
serious, Ella. Wow. You're like ready to, I don't know. It looks like you're ready to dominate. I don't know.
I'm
I
That
am.
was
pretty
a great
sure
look.
during that photo shoot they said, "Think about beating Jay up," and she
Yes.
was like, "Got it," and she
Yeah.
she got that look immediately. So I'm very intimidated. That's a good thing. So Ella, talk to us about your article in Sports Locker magazine. Talk to us about what that meant for you to be featured in the January-February issue.
Well, there are so many incredible athletes at New Bloomfield, and it was an honor for me to be chosen to be in the magazine and go through the whole process with you guys. Meeting you guys was a lot of fun and taking pictures and, waiting forward to my article actually coming out and seeing what you guys did with my story was a lot of fun. So,
Well, you don't have to say that just because it says written by Jay Gill, but I
Yeah.
do appreciate that. I no, you filled out that questionnaire really well, and I always love reading someone's story and then trying to piece together how I want to tell it. And so you gave me great content, and that was how I even came up with your title, Breaking Out of the Shell. And a lot of them, or a lot of like your parents had talked, even when they wrote on the questionnaire, about how shy and timid you were as a kindergartner. And I loved reading about how your confidence grew and how your teacher saw that about you and was so inspired by you that she wanted you to like join cheer. So, kind of talk to us, talk to the fans here about how sports helped you gain more confidence. And I'd like to hear more about that teacher.
yeah, so Marcy Watson, my teacher, and then later on became my coach. Her daughter was kind of the same as me, a little quiet, and she got into competitive cheerleading. And so then when I was in her class, she kind of noticed the same thing and kind of like nudged my mom's arm and was like, "You got to put Ella in cheer. You got to put Ella in cheer. I promise it's going to work." Um, and I loved it. It taught me that like I have to communicate with my teammates, and it really did help me gain my confidence because, I had to communicate and work with others, which I was not a fan of when I was little.
Well, I think that's something you've definitely mastered. Um, from what I remember, you cheered competitively and traveled to some pretty unique events, including the Dallas Cowboys and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Talk about that. That sounds exciting.
Oh yeah. Um, well, a lot of people don't understand competitive cheerleading. When you think cheerleading, you think like signs and pom-poms and rah-rah-ree, but comp cheer is a little different. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a routine and it contains tumbling, stunting, jumping, dancing, everything in between. And the scoring is really hard. It's one of those sports where, like, if your bow flies off, you get a deduction. If
Mm.
your legs are slightly bent, you get a deduction. So the scoring, I mean, it's pretty hard. And so when we went to the Cowboy Stadium and we performed there, and so hearing my team's name called first was like, as you can imagine, we were all shocked, like, whoa. And so um, we all won Dallas Cowboy jackets, and so that was, pretty cool. And we got to meet a handful of the cheerleaders and talk to them, so that was really cool. For the Macy's Day Parade, for as long as I can remember, it's been a tradition for my mom and I to wake up on Thanksgiving morning and watch the parade. And in 2019, we saw across the screen Spirit of America cheer. And I think both of us, like, wide eyes, we were like, how do I do this? So we, immediately started looking this up. And I sent in an audition and I got in, but unfortunately, due to COVID in 2020, I couldn't perform. I don't think they had the cheerleaders there that year. But 2021, I got to, and it was a life-changing experience for sure.
That's awesome.
I fell in love with New York. I want to live there one day. I might have to win the lottery to do that, but that is a
Yes,
dream.
yes, yes.
It's
Yeah.
expensive.
It is very
Um,
expensive.
but they take about 5 to 600 cheerleaders from all over the US. And so I got to meet so many amazing cheerleaders and coaches and staff. And we practiced 4 to 6 hours a day. We got there a week before the Thanksgiving parade and practiced a lot. It was a lot of fun though while exploring the city. And I want to go back. I would go back in a heartbeat. I loved it so much.
So I want to ask you off of that. So what were some of your favorite things about New York? This is just kind of a side here. So
Oh my gosh, everything.
the
I think
taxi cab,
I
the
wasn't.
taxi cab, right?
Oh
Taxi
yeah,
cab,
oh
yeah,
yeah. So much honking.
yeah.
No, we didn't expect. I didn't expect my favorite part to be the Broadway show, but it was amazing, amazing. That and the Rockettes.
Hmm.
They're incredible.
Yeah. Did you get to go up on the Empire State Building or Statue of Liberty or anything
Oh
like that?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. We toured the Empire State, and then we got to go on a boat and look over the Statue of
Hmm.
Liberty. So that was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you go up in the elevator of the Empire State Building, it doesn't go one, two, three, four. It goes 10, 20, 30, 40. It goes
Yeah.
that fast. And you're in this
Yes,
thinking, this is an old building and this thing is going that fast. Jay, it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm just saying.
I
it is,
believe it.
but it is cool.
It is cool. It is very cool. And then you think, is there a different way down? There is, but that's not recommended. So, um, Jay, you know what? She mentioned something about the bow, points being deducted for the bow coming off. And,
Yeah.
now it's got me thinking is, I shave my head and my hat kind of comes off a lot quicker. So it's starting to make me think now that there should be points deducted if I don't do it right. So,
Well, absolutely. I'm going to
yeah.
deduct points from you right now.
Okay. How
Just
many?
get used to it. 10.
Okay.
So, Dad, I've never been to New York. I know you have. So I know your mind jumped to all the things you wanted to talk about. But now it's
But it's
time.
refreshing. It's refreshing
But now it's
that
time
you
for
kind of
me
want
to
to
talk
go.
about what I want to. Yeah, now I want to talk about something. What was your favorite food in New York? Let's dive into food. I'm a foodie. I'm an eater. I know you can't tell, but I like to eat. So, what's the best food in New York? Hit me with it.
While I was there, all the French bakeries, amazing. Every single one of them.
Ooh.
Yeah,
All right.
so
All
good.
right.
All
That
the
Jay,
sounds good. What?
croissants and
yeah, Jay, you did not get my hint. Refreshing.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry about that.
No, no problem. So you like the French bakeries? So where were they located? I went to a lot of delis and stuff like that down there. Now, tell me about the French bakeries, and I'll tell you about the delis. Go ahead.
oh, they were just, I mean, they were everywhere. We had one right next to our hotel in Midtown, and I wish I would have went there every single day. I think we only went there twice, but it was just, I wish we had one here.
Yeah. Did you try any of the New York style pizza?
I did. I
A little
like St.
different,
Louis
isn't it?
pizza better.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, it's I like St. Louis pizza better too.
Hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so when I was in the deli, now this is the thing about the delis, and I didn't really like going in there too often, but when they have cats roaming around freely, um, you know why they're in there and why they're in there to help eliminate different things that might be in there with them. So that's why I didn't like going to delis too much. I went two times, and both times there was a cat running around up on the counter. I was like, oh, I'm out.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
yeah, not
oh,
good. Jay, I'm sure
that
that
sounds
ruined your
yuck.
food, Jay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Uh, all right, we'll move on from New York then. Now that my dad soured it.
Okay.
So talk to us about the change that happened and why you decided to get involved in track and cross country. Where did that come from out of cheer?
So I've always kind of ran. My mom's always been a runner. She's done a lot of half marathons and 5Ks. And so when I was little, she'd put me in like rec track meets and 5Ks. And I always knew like when I was old enough, I wanted to try out track. Whereas cross country was a little different because, who really wants to run a 5K in woods and hills and because I wasn't interested in that. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not. But Coach White, sophomore year, somehow convinced me to do it. And, as much as I still don't love running the longer distances, um, it's a lot of fun. My teammates and coaches make it 10 times better. When you run 4 miles at a practice, you're bound to have some interesting conversations. And so that's always fun. So,
I'm like, my conversations are like, you have any more oxygen, please?
you're right. Where's the finish
I'm
line?
Yeah.
dying.
When are we getting
Oh
home?
my gosh.
One of the things I wanted to say, you know what, you got a lot of friends and family that are tuning in tonight. If any of you guys have any special comments that you want to make about Ella, that would be great. We would love to have those on here. She's pretty awesome. We know you know she's awesome, so please feel free to share those. Or if you have some cool stories that everybody might want to know, she's getting a little bit more nervous now, as I said that, but we'll just see how it goes. All right, Jay, that was the plug for the family. Go ahead.
I like that. I like that. Um, so one of the questions not on here that I was thinking about is how did you get involved in helping volunteer coaching youth cross country? I think that's really unique that you help out and coach.
Um, so Coach White's always left it up. Coach White's the head coach of it, of course, but he's always left it up to the older kids to kind of help volunteer. And this year I happen to be the only one helping, and it's so much fun teaching the little ones, and even if they're complaining, it's just fun. I loved it.
I think that's really cool. I would definitely struggle with keeping a positive attitude on cross country and running long distance.
Oh
So
yeah, sometimes
I'm
you
sure
have
you do
to.
a great. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. It's fun. We'll have fun doing this.
Yeah. The hills, they don't hurt.
Uh,
Nope. It's all in your head.
yeah. It's all in your head, kids. Uh, but share with us about your different accomplishments up to this point in both track and cross country.
Well, I think for cross country, just getting across the finish line is accomplishment in itself. I've lettered both years I've participated in cross country. Same for track. But for track, I got all conference with my 4x2 team and my 4x4 team last year. And we also got all district second place for my 4x4 team, and we made it to sectionals, hoping to make it to state this year.
That's awesome. Very good. You at the conference, and I mean, there's a lot of tough competition when you're, getting to that point and then on into sectionals. So it's it is you have to be fine-tuned. It's at that time of the year when you're hoping everything is going according to plan. Um, Tell everybody, I want to go off of this question here real quick, but tell everybody about what it is on the baton exchanges and how you even have to have really good focus in making sure that you do that, even in those distance races.
Oh yeah, practicing our steps, it gets hard because you have to, focus on the little things, and it might just seem like we're just, throwing a baton to each other, but it does take a lot of work, and if you miss that, then that's a second or two off your time, and that can really
Hmm.
screw you up
Hmm.
in track.
Tell everybody a little bit about, you just mentioned it, steps. They may not understand what that is, as far as, you have to have so many steps that you're going, planning out as that person's running in. Go ahead and explain that a little bit to them.
Yeah, so before you hand off the baton, you want to hand it off right at the starting slash finish line. And so sometimes, some people need to get a little bit of a running start and some people don't. My team, we usually focus on that running start, and
Hmm.
uh, you just have to work on timing. So that's where those steps come in, and when we need to focus on handing each other the baton before you take off.
Well, she's
I'm
Jay.
learning something new every
I
day. Yeah,
know
like this is
she
awesome.
she is hammering it home, and we already went through this first part of the interview. We're going to go ahead and take our break and then come back for the second half and also the speed round. Now, I always tell everybody we're going to have the speed round. We're going to have lots of fun. Do not hang up on us, Ella, because it's not bad at all. It's a lot of fun, okay? We want to make sure
All
that you're
right.
still around. I don't want to come back from the sponsor breaks and all of a sudden you're gone, okay?
All right. I'll be here.
Okay, Jay, that goes for you too. Okay?
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody, this has been great. And again, please, any comments, any questions that you have, feel free to make those and we'll get those included in on the program. We've been having a great interview with Ella Trigg, and Jay and I have been having a lot of fun with her. You're doing an outstanding job, and we will be right back after this quick sponsor break.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full time.
While I work full time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Not everybody is an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday type. At CNS, we have employment options for the way you want to work with our flexible scheduling program. Flexible scheduling is designed to fit your lifestyle and allows you to be in control of your schedule. CNS offers insurance plans upon employment. Celebrating 45 years of staffing, CNS Business Services.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, we are back, and while we were on break, I saw somebody popped onto the program. He's listening, Coach Jake White. He's on here now, so we're going to talk about him in a little bit, Ella. But before we get into this next half, I want Jay to go ahead and say something real quick about our sponsors, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't thank our sponsors enough. We'll start off with the Missouri Army National Guard. A big thank you to anyone out there who is serving our country. We absolutely support our troops and we love them so much. They say that 5% of people have a calling, that they want to serve the country, that they want to join, and less than 1% actually act on that. So I'm talking to anyone there in mid Missouri. If you have that calling, if you've had that desire that you want to serve the country, but you just kind of don't know where to start, reach out to the Missouri Army National Guard. They will help you every step of the way. They're fantastic people. We love working with them. They will make sure that you get on the right career path and that you're taken care of every step of the way. So again, if you are in the military, we absolutely love you. We support you. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Next up, we have CNS Business Services. They have been putting people in the right jobs for over 45 years. So if you are looking for a job, you are needing that flexible scheduling, and you're just like, or maybe you're just not happy where you currently are and you want to know what other options there are, reach out to CNS Business Services. Like I've said, they've been doing this for 45 years, getting people aligned with the right job and career. Reach out to them. They will help you. They've been a sponsor since day one on our program, and we love them so much. All right, that's what I got. Thanks, Dad.
Wow, that's pretty good. You're pretty awesome at that. I do want to share really quickly. We've got Shelly Talbot is making a comment here, and she's talking about you here, Ella. She's saying she's amazing. She ran with my oldest daughter in track and is now a mentor to my youngest daughter. She was even at the track up into probably having to get ready for this with my daughter, Bella, and Coach White working on sprints, then assisted my daughter on pole vault and cleaned up. She's a class act and a great representation of New Bloomfield. So, wow. Oh, I didn't know you were doing all that before you got on the program here tonight.
Always running.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, good grief.
Wow,
And
we shouldn't even be the host. Shelly, you should hop on and be the host. You
I
worded that
know.
wonderfully.
Thank you, Shelly. That was
Man,
awesome.
that was awesome. Yeah.
All right, we
All
are
right,
in
so Ella,
segment 2.
segment 2. Here we go.
Segment 2.
Ella, your parents are pretty important in your life. Tell us about their support and work ethic that they've passed along to you.
Oh my gosh, both my parents are extremely hard workers. My mom's a manager of three bank branches, and my dad works for two companies, and they're just always working, working, working. And so, growing up, watching them and listening to them, um, it's made me want to work hard, whether that be in sports or my job now or my future career or school. So,
You know, yes, obviously, I'm kind of seeing, Jay, right now, why Ella was busy with doing all those different things before she came on the program.
Yeah,
She's
no
following in the
kidding.
footsteps of mom and dad. And also, if you want to mention some other members of your family, but I want to mention specifically your grandma, Burma. Um, Jay, she was the lady that did your flowers for your wedding, you and Katie.
That's absolutely. I love Burma. I remember going to Gerb's and visiting with her several times. She's fantastic.
She's retired now, right?
yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. She's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
awesome. That's good. Anybody else that you want to mention in family at all?
You guys kind of already did it for me. My
Okay.
grandma, my grandpa,
All
they're
right.
they're extremely supportive, always giving me phone calls, telling me I did a good job or wishing me good luck. They're the best.
Is there anybody in your family that is like the yeller? You can hear them above everybody else.
My mom.
Your mom.
She is the loudest.
Okay. She did not seem that way though when I saw her before we started the program. She was in the back. She was, I mean, I didn't know that about her. She didn't yell.
Oh no, she is the loudest. You can
Okay.
always hear her.
All right. Good. Very good.
Oh, that's awesome. What do you appreciate most about your mom and dad? I'd like to dive more into them.
The list could go on. Um, so my dad, I mentioned in my article that I always look forward to his letters or his notes, whatever he writes me. He travels a lot for work, so sometimes he can't make it to my meets. But I always know that before I leave, there's always a note on the garage door before I leave. And not only are they meaningful, but he kind of gets me pumped up to run. And it's kind of like the "you got this" note. My mom, you know, she goes to everything. And growing up, it was a little embarrassing because like everyone always knew Ella's mom was crying. Like I would get done with the cheer performance and she was crying. I would get done running and she was crying. I would get an award and she was crying. And so like it was kind of embarrassing, but I know it's because she's supportive and she's proud of me. So I
That's right.
appreciate it. But if she could stop the tears, that'd be great.
She loves you and she appreciates you. So let the tears flow. Let them flow.
I know.
Oh.
That's great.
Oh, the weeping prophet would say that.
Okay. All right. So you
Anyways,
got me. Yeah. Thanks.
Before we jump into the next question, I'd like to give you a chance to also talk about your teammates that you've had. You mentioned them quite a bit in your questionnaire as well.
Yeah, I have the world's best teammates with track and cross country. I think being in a smaller school and having a little bit of smaller teams that compared to other schools, we get the chance to become really close. Um, Speaking for cross country, you know, for a team you have to have five. And at the end of this year's cross country season, it was just down to me and another girl. And we became so close. And I just love all my teammates. It makes it a lot more fun too, you know, running, and we can all relate on how much it sucks, but how much we love it.
Remember, Coach White's listening.
Sorry, Coach White. He knows. I let him know. He knows.
He knows.
That's
He knows.
great. Speaking of him,
well, fine. Speaking of him and coaches, let's talk about them. What have you been most impressed by them, and the things that they've taught you?
I have been blessed with the best coaches. Um, the New Bloomfield coaches really take the time to know all their athletes individually and learn all of our individual goals, and they know what to say to us to get us to reach those goals or to push harder or to want to win. And I appreciate that. And Coach White and all my other coaches do their best to make us the best versions of ourselves.
Very cool. So let's just dive in. Tell us something that about Coach White that you appreciate the most about him. Since he's listening, let's butter him up. I want him to cry too.
Everything about Coach White is he is the best. He's the one who always knows what to say to me to, you know, calm me down or to get me pumped up or to make me laugh. He always knows. I don't know how he does it, but he always knows. He wanted me to say that there's not many Coach Whites out there, but that is true. There's not many Coach Whites out there.
Oh, I love it. He was prepping you before the interview. That's fantastic.
He was.
I'll give you $10 if you say I'm the best coach ever.
Yeah, he probably didn't want me to tell you guys that, but it is true. There's not many Coach Whites out there.
No, you know what? And we really appreciate Coach White, and he's also athletic director, so he is the one that helps schedule our interviews, and he always does an outstanding job. So we really appreciate everything that you do, Coach, as well as he is going to be featured, I think, isn't it the next issue, Jay? That he is coach of the issue, is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll be seeing his face plastered on this magazine. We'll have it right on in the magazine. It won't be on the cover, Coach, but we'll have you in the magazine. It's for the kids. It's for the kids, okay?
Yeah, Coach, it's for the kids. Calm down. Anyways, at the time of your article, you were ranked 5th in your class with a GPA of 3.9. So you have definitely raised the IQ of our program, and we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Curious, what's your status now? And then also, I would like you to share with the audience about your desire for your future career.
GPA is still the same. I've moved up a spot though. It's always been my goal to graduate in top 5. So now I'm number 4. So I'm going to try to maintain that.
Awesome.
Broadcasting has never been something I've been interested in until recently. tracking back to New York, we one morning we got up too early and went to go watch the Today Show. And we were waiting around, and the producer came out, and he kind of introduced himself and got the crowd excited. And I just fell in love with his job. Like, I just loved what he was doing. And so I DM'd him on Instagram, and I was like, dude, like, what's your job? And so he told me, what degree he got in, like how he is where he is today. And we've actually kept in contact since then. He helps me out a lot. And so from that, I kind of got really interested in it. And I just recently did a job shadow at our local news station, and I loved every second of it.
Very cool. I was going to ask you, I mean, feel free if you want to go ahead and, do any type of a promotional thing right here. You can just come up off the cuff, whatever you want, about a trip to New York, about how to groom your beard, about how to grow hair, whatever it is. Just feel free. This program is for you, Ella, to just hone your skills. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that is awesome.
I told you.
Yeah, I have to apologize for my dad a lot too.
Thank you.
But how cool is that you know,
Yeah.
I need people to be listening. She found a career that kind of excited her. She reached out. She messaged this person. They've talked. She then went and job shadowed at the actual local place here in town. People, listen. This is how you do it. This is called growing up and being awesome. Brought to you by Ella Trigg. I'm telling you, that is phenomenal. That is cool. Where did you get the inspiration to do that? Were you just like, I'm gonna message him? Do you have people coaching you in life? How are you so awesome?
I mean, my mom and I both fell in love with him, and she was like, just send him a text, just send him a text. And I was like, I mean, what do I have to lose? And so I was like, either he's going to answer me or he's not. And he did answer me, and we saw how that went. We're still texting to this day, and he's been guiding me, and yeah.
I mean, think about that, Ella. Think about that. That is like, I mean, that's one of the biggest markets in the United States, one of the biggest markets in the world that you're in communication with this guy. I mean, I wish I would have known that back. I wish I would have known that back when Michael Jordan was playing basketball. I would have been inspired to give him a holler.
No, well, awesome. I just want to make sure if anyone's listening, follow the Ella Trigg path. That is good stuff right there.
Good stuff.
That is good stuff. What's been one of your most rewarding experiences attending New Bloomfield, and what do you appreciate as your time there nears its end?
I really appreciate our community. Again, being such a small community, everyone knows everyone, and everyone's always willing to help. And whether that be, with our parades and tree lighting or home basketball, softball, baseball games, everyone's always willing to help, and that doesn't go unnoticed. I also enjoy, going to a small school, and most of the staff knows that I've been interested in broadcasting, and so they've given me the opportunity to. I've been announcing home basketball and softball games. I do the morning announcements every morning with my favorite office ladies, the secretary. I love seeing them every morning.
That's awesome.
And this year I actually got to announce the homecoming court and read off their stories while they walk down the court. So I do appreciate that,
cool.
Everyone just comes together and we all work together and we all show our Wildcat pride.
That is great. And you know what? You're giving me an idea. You may just say, absolutely no, you guys are not big enough. But we would like you to come on here sometime and be like one of our guest co-hosts.
Oh, I would love that.
Would you love that? Okay.
I would love that.
We will get that planned. And you know what a good one would be? Is maybe when we have Coach White come on here, maybe you could be our guest co-host for that. Would that be fun?
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun.
All right. We're going to plan that. Jay?
Okay.
Jay, does that sound good to you?
Oh, write it down, put it on a tattoo on my left shoulder. Like, I am all in. That's a great idea. Fantastic.
Hey, I was just getting ready to mention something here, but Ryan Olson said, whoa, that's my job. Have I been replaced? I was just going to mention you,
Ryan,
Ryan. No, we're not replacing you. You have a special place. Um, you know, Ella, that is one thing that you would probably have to hone your skills on. He does a tremendous impersonation of the Macho Man, Randy Savage. I don't know if you can compete with that, but it's pretty amazing. All right.
oh,
Jay,
that's awesome.
Jay, guess what time it is?
Uh, speed round?
Speed round. Speed round. Do
Speed
you have
round
a
time.
do you have a theme
Nice.
song yet?
Every
No,
week I
he doesn't.
speed round. The speed round. It's time to get fast.
Okay.
that's
That was
that's all I
there you
got.
go, Ella. That's all he's got. He's got to
That
bring
was
something up.
good.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right.
I
Talk about
worked
the
on
speed
that
round.
for a whole 6 seconds. So, the speed round, the goal is just to get to know Ella a little bit more. So, we just want to dive in. One, no idea what we're going to ask. So, it's totally off the cuff. So, Ella, what is your favorite after game snack or meal? I'm a food guy.
Oh, well, I'm always up for sushi. Always.
Ooh. Do you put anything on the sushi?
Oh, I put it all on there.
Do you do wasabi?
Only a little bit.
Okay.
I can't handle the spice.
That stuff will light you up.
It will. It will.
All
Do
right, that was
you
a good answer.
prefer the cooked sushi or the raw sushi?
I'll take it all. I like it all.
There you go.
Really?
I
Okay,
pretty
I like
much
that. Okay.
I'm just going to tell you, I pretty much guarantee you would not have liked the sushi that I had on a fishing boat out on the ocean in
Oh,
California. You wouldn't have
probably
liked it.
not.
They wrapped it in seaweed and it was horrible. It's horrible. So I'm just saying, don't ever do that. Just stick with what you know and go with that.
All right. Next question. What's one secret talent that most people don't know about you?
I don't know if it's a secret, but I guess tumbling. I can tumble.
Okay.
I can twist in the air, so that's kind of cool.
Okay. Okay. I can twist my back out of place, but that's about it.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I mean I can do that too. That happens too.
all right. Finish this sentence for me. When I dance, I look like.
Looked like a
Oh,
black screen like Jay Gill. Where'd he go? I have no idea where he went. He's off. All right.
uh-oh.
You go ahead and finish it. He'll be back on.
Probably crazy. I'm not a good dancer.
Not a good dancer?
No.
Okay. That's something that Coach White's going to have to work on is that you got to have
Oh
a
yeah.
victory dance. So, got to
Oh
work on
yeah.
that.
I'll have to
Okay.
tell him.
All right.
That's
Well,
what we're working on this year.
since Jay is not, he looks different now, that little silhouette there. But I will go ahead and ask you some of my questions until he comes back on. Who is your favorite Marvel character and what is your favorite Marvel movie?
Oh gosh. So I've only seen Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's the only one I know. And I
Okay.
do like it. Spider-Man's
Okay.
good.
So he would be your favorite and then
He
that's
would be
all in
my
one.
favorite.
Inclusive. Okay. Very good. What is the longest race that you've run on?
Like distance-wise,
Yeah,
a 5K.
5K. All right.
Yep,
Now you
5K.
said your mom kind of ran a little bit like half marathons. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Any aspirations for that?
Not at all. She
Okay.
says my mind will change one day, but mm-mm.
Okay. This might be a motivating factor. What about the New York City Marathon?
I mean, I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it. I
All right.
probably wouldn't
All right.
enjoy it,
Yeah.
but
I would like to drive in a New York City Marathon. Let's just do that.
yeah, yep, I'd do the
Good.
same.
All right. What's the toughest course that you've run on? I know you talked about hills and stuff like that, but what's the toughest course that you've run on?
No one likes Vienna. The Vienna cross country meet, there's one very big hill, and I know if any of my teammates are listening, they're all like, "Yep, we know exactly." It is every year, and it's always so hot every year that meet. So that's probably the one I dread the most.
Okay. That, if anybody from Vienna, just plug your ears. That you didn't want to hear any of that. So,
Yep, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that.
all right. Okay. Now you did say you did competitive cheer, but I mean, is there just like a particular cheer or something like that? It's not the competitive cheer. We're talking about the other cheer. Is there a favorite cheer that you ever remembered?
Ooh, I
Like,
don't know. There's a lot.
okay. Like
There's a
I'm
lot.
thinking of one right now. 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits of peso, all for Ella. Stand up and say so. Does that work?
Yep, that's my new favorite.
Okay, good, good.
Yep,
All right.
love it.
Right here on the program. You got it. What's your favorite song of all time?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. I love anything Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
He's the best. Mr. Crowley, probably.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All right. Um, you know, I don't know that he dances, so I don't think you can pull any moves off from him, I don't think, if I
No, probably
remember right.
not.
No. Okay. So what's the best song that you sing?
That I sing. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
not a good singer either. But Lizzo, anything Lizzo. Love
Okay.
Lizzo.
All right. Now this is what everybody's been waiting to hear. What is your favorite Coach White speech or saying or motivational
Oh
encouragement?
my gosh, I don't know how to narrow it down. There's so much. Um, oh goodness. I don't know. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. Everything he says. Everything he
Oh,
says.
you are just buttering him up so much tonight.
I am.
You
He's
know,
gonna have the biggest head tomorrow when I see him.
yeah, we're renaming this program. We're renaming it. It's called Coach White, the greatest man on
Coach
earth.
White. He's gonna love that. He's gonna have to put that on a t-shirt or
Yeah,
something.
that's good. And just in case everybody's wondering, you're just tuned in. That little silhouette over there to the side, that used to be Jay. I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. But Ella and I, we still had fun. We found out a little bit more about Ella. Ella, why don't you tell anybody anything else that you want to share? Anything else that you want to share with the fans out at New Bloomfield?
Um, I don't know. I just say thank you to all the support and to my coaches and to my parents and to my teammates.
Okay. You did an outstanding job tonight, and
Well, thank you.
sorry you had to put up with the two of us, but I am serious about we're going to have you come on here and be a guest co-host. Hey,
Okay.
here's what happened. Jay Gill, we're just going to put this up here so everybody doesn't think. He says, my computer crashed. Sorry, great interview, Ella. Loved hanging out and she loved having you on, and sorry. Jay, thank you, Jay. We just thought you didn't like us anymore and you just left us. Ella, absolutely, you did a fantastic job. If you'll hold on here while I close out the program, I'll visit with you really quick afterwards, and you did an outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in and watching us tonight on One Nation, the Sports Locker Magazine Extra. We had Ella Trigg. I mean, she did an outstanding job, and we are going to go ahead and leave with the title of Ella Trigg from New Bloomfield Wildcats. We're going to leave it that way. Coach White, we'll just have to save yours for another day. But as always, you guys, make sure that you like and share the program. Share it with your friends. That way we can continue to put out this great content to everybody. Kelly, thank you for helping get Ella on here. I see that comment there. And you've done an outstanding job with your daughter. Coach White, outstanding job coaching. Everybody, thank you again so much for joining us tonight on One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I am working on a Super Bowl, post-Super Bowl interview next week. Not quite sure who we're going to have, but I'm trying to possibly get one of the former Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see if that's going to work out. If not, we're going to have a great program anyway. As always, thanks for joining us tonight. And until next week, for the Jay Gill that disappeared, God bless you, and we'll see you then.